This is the front garden when I walk up the porch. I'm going to walk through the front lawn now and we'll go all the way around this way. This is walking towards the street, which is walking east. It's very early in the morning, so the sun's really gorgeous right now. Oh, these are my balloon flowers. They're really lovely. It's my neighbor's house there. I love these things. These are a mix of balloon flowers and white phlox. They're perfectly adequate. That's a new one. It's a Monarda. They're very aggressive, so I'm going to have to keep my eye on it. But I do like the smell and the flowers. Now going back too quickly along the border, I planted some geraniums, which I never do, but I did it this year. That's a lovely red sedum. I'm going to get more of those, definitely. Because I have a border going here with Stoecksia and Stachys, which is lamb's ear, and some small purple dome asters, mostly along the edge. That's variegated sedum, another one I like, but it's not very vigorous, so it's hard to get a lot of it. And I'm trying to get some more color, so this year I put in a few geraniums. And we have, that's a foliage plant. It's a lovely Rheingold arborvitae. It's probably 20 years old now. And this is a daisy, and it's really very, very nice, and it's growing. That spot there never really gets any good sun. It's kind of west and slightly north of that very large witch hazel there, and so it blooms pretty well. I should perk it up a bit, but I'm not going to do that right now. More balloon flower. I may have a slight over-reliance on balloon flowers. And there's not much in bloom here. You can see right over there perhaps a few little red specks of my Spigelia, which are a huge favorite of mine and very hard to find. Tricky to propagate, which is why I have the little seed hajibs on them. These are to catch the seeds when they disperse, because what the plant does is it creates seeds, and then on the day that they're ripe, they just pop and they go all over the place. I don't really recognize the seedlings. I'm not sure I have any seedlings. So I put these little hajibs over them. These are actually they're wedding favor bags. And the idea is that they will just burst into the bag, and I'll be able to collect the seed, and I'll be able to start them. These things are like, you know, they're like $15 for a very small pot. I've got 3 of them. They don't grow that quickly. They grow pretty well. This is down the side of the car. Normally I try not to have the cars here, but my housekeeper's here, and we're doing things with the cars. We have a 1-car driveway. But you can see the Monarda there again. You can see more balloon flower. And the more corally pink is a phlox, which I really, really love. It's a little shorter than I thought it would be, but it's really gorgeous. And it's very healthy looking. And I'm not going to edit. I'm just going to walk around the cars and give you another view between the cars. And that's my house. Okay, the yellow plant you see way in the background is a yellow-leafed hydrangea. I'm very, very pleased with that, but it's not the healthiest looking plants up close, but it's the yellowest thing I've ever seen. It's deciduous, which is kind of nice. Okay, that's my oak leaf hydrangea. It was too cold last winter, didn't flower very much this year at all. Normally it's smothered with flowers. This is the mailbox, which is where it all began 20 years ago. We just planted a couple of things around there. Kevin and I planted some sedum, probably that clump right there, and a clematis and a few other perennials and annuals. These gorgeous things are anemones, and they will have pale pink flowers in a few weeks. They're very vigorous. This is a very dry spot. It's pretty much impossible to water, so everything works there. This is not a variegated holly. It's some sort of other plant. I'm a little ambivalent about it. This giant thing is a cherry laurel, which I've let grow very big. I'm going to have to narrow it down because it's a little hard to see around when I'm backing out of the driveway. And that is a real pain because I don't want to kill anybody or ruin my cars. That's another lovely yellow casted evergreen there, and that is a, I don't remember if it's a Chamaecyparis or a juniper. And here, that's a flower. Forget this namby-pamby little. Here's a lovely balloon flower with 5 petals. And here is a 6-petal hardy hydrangea. I'm trying to get a good shot of it, okay? Just so you can get an idea of this. See, here's my hand. Hand is completely covered by the hydrangea, I'm sorry, hibiscus. It's really gorgeous. They get this lovely lace leaf, which is actually a bug eating the thing, but I try to pretend it's the way the plant's supposed to be because it's always that way. That's another pink phlox. This one's a bit more of a pinky pink, less of a coral pink. Don't love it, but I do like the color. And here is a little echinacea. I really find this a very intriguing one because the flower heads are so big. It's got lovely dark red stems too, and it's very, very upright looking. I keep on thinking, I mean, I keep it, I'm not going to keep it there. I'm not sure if that's going to be one of the ones I keep because it doesn't have as much of an effect from a distance, which is where you see it mostly. And here are far too many balloon flowers growing far too close to the edge. And here we are back where we started. And this is my porch, which I love. We spend all our time on the porch. Whenever we eat outside, it's on the porch. I like to have my morning coffee there, see the sun come up, and wave at all the people who are walking to the train station. Okay, the white in the background are Phlox David, and the small white one in front is another balloon flower, and that is another coral-colored phlox there. The phlox this year have been really good, hardly any mildew at all. I think it's just because the weather's been so mild. I don't do anything that special to them. That's my yellow hydrangea. It's an oak leaf hydrangea. Yellow. It hasn't flowered, and I really don't care if it does. It's really a lovely golden color. You can see though that some of the leaves, if you look closely, some of the leaves are kind of brown around the edges. That's because it got a little cold in May. It's very, very sensitive to cold. And backing up here, okay, there's a yellow arborvitae there. The green shrub in the background behind the phlox is a pyrus, which blooms nicely. The green shrub back here is a white Delaware azalea, and frankly, I think it's too white when it's in bloom because it's kind of out of scale with everything else. So that's on probation, actually. It's got a good chance of surviving probation. You can see a very dark sedum in front of the yellow hydrangea. Just give a nice contrast there. Peonies are, of course, all post-peak. There's a few sedum that haven't come out. This is another echinacea, and this one's looking really good. This one has never looked nearly this good before. It's awfully close to the front of the border, but this is a spot that only I walk by a lot, and it really has a lot of impact from all the other angles, so I think that's going to stay there. And this is the actually fairly shady spot. In the background you can see my monkshood growing. There's another balloon flower there. Next to that are the monkshood, which have beautiful flowers in October. And it's really one of the things that really makes my October garden spectacular. You know, I really love to have beautiful, spectacular flowers. My one hydrangea. More white balloon flowers. And the greenery, most of the greenery you see here in front, there's a lovely tall conifer in the back, Thuja orientalis, I think. That'll grow really, really tall. Most of the green here is asters, and they will bloom. Well, the smaller ones will bloom probably by the end of August, and the taller ones will start blooming about the middle of September. They're really extraordinary. The whole thing's covered with blue. And here's something that's on probation. I don't know if it's going to make it. I kind of doubt it. It grows really well. I may try putting it in a shadier spot because that's a pretty prime spot, frankly. But it's called Persicaria, and it does make a great cut flower. No question about that, but it just takes up a little too much real estate for, and this is kind of its peak flowering, so meh. And this is the new pathway. We always had a pathway here pretty much since we moved in here, and it would follow pretty much the same line, but it was just old tiles, old terrazzo tiles that I found and that had put down in a similar pattern, and I always had to weed between it and never looked very tidy, and this just looks extraordinary. I'm pleased, pleased, pleased with this. More echinacea, more balloon flowers, more annuals. This is my beautiful rose, which is of course not in bloom. This is my beautiful rhododendron, which is of course not in bloom. And you can probably tell that it gets shadier as you walk through here. Oh my God, I've been talking for 10 minutes. Well, this is my little hostas. I'm not going to bother with that right now. It's really cute, but you can never get a good picture. This is all new walkway. Thrilled down to the ground with that. And that's my garage. That is our incredibly tall, there. I can't really see the whole thing from here. Oak tree, and we have another incredibly tall oak tree right there. The tree right here, is an evergreen. It's Magnolia grandiflora, southern magnolia. It's brand new, and it should really add a lot there. It's going to kind of obscure the garage just a bit, but not completely cover it up. It's really nice. Here's another wildly tall oak tree. And I'll do more of this back garden in a minute, in a while, but as you can tell, it's shady here pretty much all the time. There's dapple shade in the afternoon. It's really a very nice place. It's very cool. It's just always pleasant to be here. And that's it.